Yeah, we were moving fast. After you've done like 8 records, you kind of know how you like to record stuff. And for me, it's just like second nature. And I know, like, I like to record part by part so I can make sure every part is tuned right. Because the bass, you have to make sure it's tuned to the guitars, or you can get into some really funky issues later on that are hard to undo. So I kind of just know what I like to do, and I think it makes the engineer's job a lot easier because then you're not trying to figure out like what you're doing. And same thing for vocals and stuff. Matt has preferences, and we all just know what we're doing when we get in there.
And we like to be incredibly efficient and like to work through things and make sure that we put in tons of time before stepping in the studio, so that way it's efficient. We're not messing up. We don't guess our parts. We know everything so we can record the best performance possible. So what was really fun is that I've always really wanted to play with vocal harmonies and see what we can do. And with coming into a record this prepared and things flying by, like drums took 2 days, bass took a day, rhythm guitar took 3 days, and these are like maybe 50% faster, if not 75% faster than typically things have gone, because we came in so prepared. We're able to just stack the vocal harmonies like crazy. Like if you look at a song like Betrayer, the second half of the chorus, there's the main vocal line that's full of harmonies, and I add all the whoa-oh, like Bad Religion / Queen style choruses underneath it, and it was really fun to just experiment and play with that stuff, because stuff we've always wanted to do, but vocals, when they're shoved at the end, like a lot of our records have been, like we do everything first, and there's like a week for me to finish vocals, and that's it. You can't play and add things like that on top of there. And Corey and Paolo played with a bunch of like adding auxiliary guitars and instruments like that, which was awesome. Like things like Telecasters and reverby clean guitars.
Yeah,
and
you
acoustic.
just have a lot more time to experiment with it. And we had to, at some point we had about like, we had 2 rooms going at once, so Matt was doing vocals. Corey and I would kind of just make sure we were finishing up all the bells and whistles, either clean guitar parts or acoustic parts. And because we all know how to play everyone's songs or riffs, like we learned them all in the rehearsal. So like beginning of Beauty and the Sorrow, I just play the guitar part just because I had Matt's vocals there from the scratch track. So I was able to play along to it and kind of, you know how the vocal was and make it sound more natural. And it was a really smooth process, and it was quick. I mean, the dual room thing was a game changer for us.
The first song we finished the vocals was The Sin in the Sentence, the song itself. And we had our good friend John Paul Douglas, who's done Silence in the Snow, art, did In Waves art. He's been a best friend of all of us for a long time. He's not really like a metalhead, but he likes Trivium because he knows us and he does our art. We put the headphones on him to hear Sin in the Sentence for the first time. He was freaking out. He just kept laughing. He's like, this is so fucking good. And then like, he keeps crescendoing, he's like laughing, like shaking his head in disbelief. Finally at the end, when that heavy blast beat, black metal-y part happens, he's just like, this is everything everyone's wanted from Trivium. He's like, you guys just delivered it. Everybody wants this. This is what I want to hear. This is what we all want to hear. And it's cool to hear that. It's cool that even when we're in the studio, we feel that, or we get chills when we're doing the record.
I guess for me, it was like in the pre-production. How fast it was coming together made me really confident. Made me confident to, want to not give anyone at the label demos, want to go right into the studio, and that was a good feeling. Just knowing like we had it. Once we got those last 6 songs done, I was like, we got something cool here. All we got to do is go in, get the tones, and perform like we're performing right now in the rehearsal.